Okay, so we are going to start our revision, our Bronx release revision. And we are starting with the paper of April 2023. April 2023. That's where we are beginning. So the question says that a survey was conducted to establish the number of faulty components from a production process. The results indicated that 0.01 of the components produced were faulty. Each machine produces 10,000 components. Required, the probability of there being 3 or more faulty components, assuming a Poisson probability distribution. So that question has come from Poisson probability distribution. Poisson probability distribution. And in Poisson probability distribution, you know very well that the formula that we use, is that probability of X capital is equals to X small is given as E you raised to power minus lambda, then lambda you raised power X, and then X factorial. X factorial. And when you do so, lambda is the mean. So X here is the mean. And I told you when you are told to compute the mean, it is the expected value of X. And the expected value of X is the sum of Xi you multiply by probability of Xi. Xi you multiply by the probability of Xi. And this means that our probability is 0.01%. 0.01%. You multiply by n, the total number. We are told there are 10,000. So tell me what is the answer here? Tell me what is the answer? What is the answer for that? Remember, this is revision, and revision, I purely go by your speed. Mine is just to guide you. So the faster you are, the more we do, and the opposite is true. So send me the answer. I'm waiting for the answer. Okay, 0.1. Zero point zero one out of 100 times 10,000. George is saying 0.1. Someone else? Or 1. Good. So that is 1. So when you are told there being 3 or more, so X, we are told 3 or more. The meaning of that is we take 3 or 4 or all the others up to infinite, the last one. Now, because we do not know what would be the end, we can also say that probability that X is greater than or equal to 3 is the same thing as saying it is 1 minus probability that X is less than 3. X is less than 3. So in this case, then, when X is 0, rather then we can just start probability that X is 0. Probability that X is 0, we get E. Remember, E is always 2.7182, or you can get it from the calc. Remember that E is 2.7182, or you can get it directly from the calc. So you write E raised power minus 1 times 1 raised power 0. You divide by 0 factorial. Equals, give me that answer to 4 decimals. To 4 decimals, give me the answer. With this speed, tamaliza hata swali moja kweli? Friends. Say it is 2.7182. It's already written here. 2.7182. You could also get it direct from the calc. I'm waiting for your answer. I can't move until you give me the answer. I said this is revision, so you will guide me the speed. Okay, 0.3679. Yes. 0.3679. Then come here and say probability that x is equals to 1. It is e raised power minus 1 times 1 raised power 1. We divide by 1 factorial. We divide by 1 factorial. It is also the same thing. 0.3679. Then probability that x is 2 is e raised power minus 1 times 1 raised power 2. Divide by 2 factorial. Give me that. Waiting. Zero point 0.1839. 0.1839. Okay. So the probability that x is greater than or equal to 3 will then be 1 minus 0.3679 minus 0.3679 minus 0.1839. Give me that answer. The odds probability can never be greater than 1. Never be greater than 1. So give me this. Zero point 0.0803. Good. So that is the probability that we have more than three or more effectives. Okay, let's go to question part B. The sales manager of XYZ estimates that revenue function of the company is linear in nature. he has observed that at a selling price of 200, the company sold 6,000 units. When the company increased the selling price per unit to 700, the company's sales decreased to 1,000 units. The cost accountant estimates that the cost function is quadratic in nature. The following data was provided. So we are told to get the revenue function. We are told to get the revenue function. To get the revenue function. Now, getting the total revenue function, what we can see here is we are just given 2 points. We are just given 2 points. And if you are given 2 points, then this means that the function is linear. The function is linear. We are given 2 points, so it is linear. And if it is linear, the format is that revenue should be equal to the function will be for the price is the one that is linear. For the price is the one that is linear. We are given so we are going to argue like this, that if we want revenue, we say revenue is equal to price times the units. Price times the units. Now, the price is linear. The price is linear. And being linear, it means that P is equal to A minus Bx or Bq. So, we are told when we are charging 200, the units are 6,000. So if I say 200 here is going to be equal to A minus 6,000 B. 6,000 B. And then when we reduce the price or we increase the price to 700, demand comes to 1,000. So if this is 700, demand comes to 1,000. Demand comes to 1,000. So we subtract here. Tell me 200 minus 700 is equals to what? 200 minus 700 equals, minus 500. And then at 6,000 minus 6,000 minus 1,000, that gives us what? Minus, are you sure, George? Someone else? Minus 6,000 minus 1,000. It's minus 5,000. So from there, tell me B is what? Tell me B is what? From there, George, please ensure that you check your workings. your calculator. I've consistently noted this, and it can affect you in the exam. Please check your calculator. So B is what? Yes, 0.1. So if it is 0.1, you say 200 is equals to A minus 6,000 times 0.1. So tell me the value of A. So the value of A there is what? Tracy, I've not seen anything from you. Yeah, 800. This is 800. Okay, so that means our P is 800 minus 0.1x. Therefore, our revenue should be 800 minus 0.1x. You multiply by x, and this becomes 800x minus 0.1x squared. That is our revenue function. That is our revenue function. So if that is our revenue function, I want us now to proceed and get the total cost function. Total cost function. Total cost function. Now, in the total cost function, this one you can see we are told is quadratic. We don't even have to write, it's quadratic. So we will say that TC is equal to AX squared plus BX plus C. That is the format of a quadratic function. So what we do, we take the first one, 79,000. 79,000 is equals to 100. So when you square 100, 100 squared is giving me 10,000. So this will be 10,000 A plus 100 B plus C. And this one, you call it equation number 1. You call it equation number 1. Then the other one is 76,000 at 200. So if you get 200 squared, it's going to give you 40,000 plus 200B plus C. And that one is our equation number 2. Then 124,000 is equals to, tell me 400 squared is what? Let me get that from you. 400 squared is what? $400 squared is what? Yeah, it is 160,000. 160,000 A plus 400 B plus C. This is number 3. Then from there we will say removing C from equations 1 and 2. Removing C from equations 1 and 2. We mark this kaida na shida la kilisukua hapa. Okay. So if I'm removing, I will say 79,000 is equals to 10,000 A plus 100 B plus C. 76,000 is equals to 40,000 A plus 200 B plus C. So 79 minus 76, we get what? $79 minus 76. $3,000 is equals to, this is 30,000 negative A minus 100 B. That one you call it equation number 4. Then you say removing C from equations 2 and 3. Equations 2 and 3. We will have 76,000 being equal to 40,000 A plus 200 B plus C. 124,000 being equal to 160,000 A plus 400 B plus C. Plus C. So now tell me, 76 minus 124 is negative what? Minus 48,000. Minus 48,000. This must be minus 120,000 A minus 200 B. This is equation number 5. Then we will say removing B from equation 4 and 5. Now this is 3,000 equals minus 30,000 A minus 100 B. Negative 48,000 equals negative 120,000 A minus 200 B. Now, because you can see that B, the coefficients are not the same, because you can see that the coefficients are not the same. So what you do, you multiply by opposite coefficients, by 2 there and by 1 there. You multiply by 2 and by 1 there, so that we get 6,000 being equal to minus 60,000 A minus 200 B. Then negative 48,000 is equals to negative 120,000 A minus 200 B. Minus 200 B. So what we shall do is to subtract. So tell me now, 6,000 minus 48,000 will be equal to what? Yeah, 54,000. Good. 54,000 and minus 60,000 minus 120 will be equal to what? Is it 60,000 minus 60,000 minus 120. George. The others, where are your figures? Yes, Timothy, 60,000. 60,000 A. So that the other one has gone. So now tell me the value of A from there. Tell me the value of A from there. Value of A from there. $0.9. So using equation 5, going to talk of minus 48,000 being equal to minus 120,000 multiplied by 0.9 minus 200B. Solve and tell me the value of B will be what from there. Now I'm waiting for the value of B. Yeah, negative 300. Negative 300. Using equation 1. Using equation 1, we have 79,000 equal to 10,000 A plus 100 times negative 300 plus C. So get the value of C from there. The value of C from there is how much? We think for the value of C, 100,000. Hence, TC will be 0.9x squared minus 300x plus 100,000. That is the total cost function. This question is not very practical, rather is not reflecting the reality, because you rarely get a negative in a cost function. Number two, you see this 100,000 is the fixed cost. It is greater than these two costs, these ones, and supposed to be inside there. The third reason why I'm saying it's not well set, there is no way the cost of making 200 can be less than the cost of making 100. Because this 100 is part of this 200, so there is no way. But nonetheless, we had to solve, or the candidate had to solve it the way it is presented. Profit maximizing output. So what we shall do now from there is to come and say total profit function. Total profit function. Now we know that profit is revenue minus the cost. And you know we had developed a revenue function earlier to kafata 800x minus 0.1x squared. So we are supposed to subtract 0.9x squared minus 300x plus 100,000 plus 100,000. So if you open the brackets here, it will be 800x minus 0.1x squared minus 0.9x squared minus 300x. No, this becomes plus and this becomes minus 100,000. When you open 800x minus 0.1x squared minus 0.9x squared plus. So putting like terms together, we will get that profit, these 800 to combine these 300, we get 1100x. And this one becomes 1x squared, alafu minus 100,000. So that is the profit function. That is the profit function. Now, if that is the profit function, that is the profit function, we are told to tell the profit maximizing output. The profit maximizing output. So you need to come and say maximum, or for maximum profit, if you differentiate with respect to x, this profit 1100x minus x squared minus 100,000, you should get 0. If you differentiate that, you should get 0. So when we differentiate this, we are left with 1100 minus 2x is equals to 0. So now tell me, what is the value of x from there? That is it 50? Is it 550? Yeah? 550 units. And this is the profit maximizing output. That is the profit maximizing output. Then maximum profit. Maximum profit is pi equals, you take this equation, you substitute 1100 times 550 minus 550 squared minus 100,000. That is Kenya shillings, how much? Kenya shillings, how much? $2,250. $2,250. Good. So I think that is good. Let's proceed to question 2. A survey was recently conducted to determine the preferences of 360 customers with regard to 3 brands of cooking oil, namely sunflower, coconut oil, and olive. The results were obtained. So we are given that. So let's draw the Venn diagram. So we come up with the Venn diagram. Venn diagram. And this Venn diagram, the first one is called sunflower. The second one is called coconut. And the third one is called olive. This is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. So this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. The total here, the total should go to 360. So the equations are, we are told 220 preferred sunflower, 220. The preferred sunflower. So 220 is kwa ndani zote. That is A plus B plus C plus D. That is 220. Then 160 preferred coconut. 160. This one B, C, F, G. B plus C plus F plus G. Haya, hiyo ingine ni 1/8 the preferred olive. 1/8 ni C, D, E, F. C plus D plus E plus F. The next one is 8 customers preferred both sunflower and coconut. Both sunflower and coconut. That is C and F. And that is 80. 80 is C. No. We are told, just a minute. Okay, so I was saying 80 is sunflower and coconut. Sunflower and coconut, that is BC. That is B plus C. Then 110 is sunflower and olive. sunflower and olive, that is CD. Then 100 preferred coconut and olive. 100 is coconut and olive. That is C plus F. C plus F. 50 preferred none. So if 50 preferred none, that must be H. H. Okay, then we have the whole 360 is equals to A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus G plus H. Those are the equations. Then from there, we start the workings. And I told you that what you need to do is to look at what is it you have gotten as a single value. So this is one of them, H. Unakimbia hapa, you record it. You record it there. Then you check where else H is found. So you can see H is found here. Here. It is together with all these others. Now all these others, let's check who is known. A, B, C, D, they are known up here. So E, F, G, we can say E, F is known because of this E, F here and this C, D. So we are just left with G. So with that, I can argue that my G should be 360 minus A, B, C, D, which is 220, minus EF. EF is this one here, which is 180, minus CD, which is 110. Then I minus H, which is 50. Which is 50. So tell me what that one is. So G is 20. So if it is 20, unaweka hapa, then you mark this equation out. Then you check where else G will keep you or will help you. So we are here. It is together with BC, it is known in G. So we can know F by saying 160 minus BC, which is 80, minus G, which is 20. So tell me F will be what? 60. So F will be 60. So this one has helped us. You check where else that F will help you. So tukuje hapa, tuipate ikiwa pamoja na C. we say that C should be 100 minus 60, which is 40. So unaweka C hapo to be 40. That has helped when you move on. Then here, C itatusaidia. We say B is 110 minus 40. That must be 70. So D is 70. This one. Then bado hapa C inatusaidia. He said that B should be 80 minus C, which is 40. So that becomes 40. So B is 40. B is 40. And then we go to the other one up there where we know CD and F. CD is known, F is known. So we'll be able to say that E should be equal to 180 minus CD, which is 110, minus F, which is 60. So tell me E is what? It's 10. So E is 10. So if E is 10, we come now here and get to know A. A must be 220 minus 40 minus 40 minus 70. BCD. So it is 70 as well. No. Yeah, it's 70. Yeah, it's 70. So A is 70. So if A is 70, then we have solved everything there. So we have answered, present the above information in form of a Venn diagram. So that is already presented. Number 2, determine the probability that a customer picked at random prefers all the 3 brands. So the probability that the customer prefers all the 3. So probability that someone prefers all the 3. All the 3, I told you the formula for probability is the desired over the possible. So we desire C over N. And our C is 40. And our N is 360. So you can leave it that way. You can choose to simplify. If you chose to simplify, you tell us it's 40 out of 360, which is 0.1111, something like that. And then the probability that a customer picked at random prefers at least 2 brands. Probability that the customer prefers at least 2. At least 2. So those who are preferring at least 2, it is B, C, D, and F, because we want 2 or 3. So BCDF, divide by N. So this one, B is 40, plus C is 40, plus D is 70, plus F is 60. We divide by 360. So this is 80 plus 70 plus 60 is 210 out of 360. Point 58. Okay, so with that, let us proceed to part B now. Part B inasema the time taken to complete a particular task was measured for 250 workers. And the results were as shown below. So we are given that. Now determine the value of X given that the median time taken to complete the task is 40.5. Okay. So if that is true, what you need to say is for us to get the median, this question is in descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics. That is where it's coming from, descriptive statistics. And the descriptive statistics, median is usually given as L plus N out of 2 minus CF. You divide by F, you multiply by W. So we will therefore need to prepare a table. Where we have the time in minutes. The time in minutes. The time in minutes. Then we will need the workers. And this is our frequency. And then we will need the cumulative frequency. The cumulative frequency. At least those 3 columns should help us work out. Let me see the other requirement, whether it may require. Determine given the mode. So if that is the case, I don't think we need any other column. We don't need any other column. So we will have to say that this is 0 to 5, which is 2 workers. 5 to 10, which is 2 workers. 10 to 15, which is 3 workers. 15 to 20, which is 5 workers. 20 to 25, which is 18 workers. 30 to 40, which is X workers. 40 to 50, which is 100. 50 to 60, which is y, and then above 60, it is 15. Is 15. And now here, we accumulate so that we will get the total. So this is 2, this is 4, this is 7, this is 12, this is 30, this is 30 plus 8, this is 130 plus 8, this is 130 plus x plus y, this is 145 plus x plus y. And are we up to that point? Type yes, so that we proceed. Okay, so if we are up that point, we know this one should be equal to the sum of x. This one should be equal to 250. So we'll come here and say sum of f is 250. That is 250 should be equal to 145 plus x plus y. Because here it should give us 250. That is all that we have there. Sasa, this is 250 minus 145 is x plus y. So tell me 250 minus 145 is what? Is 110. So 110 should be equal to x plus y. Now, n out of 2 should be equal to 250 out of 2, which is 125. We are not exactly able to tell whether the median class will be here because we do not know exactly this one is what? X. But we can be guided by the answer that has been given. That the median is 40. Since median is equal to 40.5, then median class hapo kuna 40 must be here. 40.5 is 40.5 is 40 to 50. So with that, L will be 40. L will be 40. The cumulative frequency above that, the cumulative frequency above that is 30 plus x, 30 plus x, and the frequency of that class, and the frequency of that class is 100. Frequency of that class is 100. So I think hence I'm going to say that 40.5 equals, you're using the lower limit, equals 40 plus n out of 2, which is 125, minus the cumulative frequency 30 plus x, 30 plus x, that way. You divide this by the frequency, which is 100. Then you multiply by the width, which is 10. The width there is 10. So this becomes 40.5 equals 40 plus 125 minus 30 minus x. You divide by 100 times 10. So we can put the right terms together and get 40.5 minus 40. This one will cancel here. And cancel. Then these 10 to divide here, we have to achieve a 12.5 minus 3 minus 0.1x. So if I bring 0.1x on this side, that you are 12.5 minus 3 minus 40.5 plus 40. So 0.1x. Hope you are following the argument. Should be equal to 12.5 minus 3 plus 40.5 minus 40 is 10. Therefore, x should be, so divide by 0.1, x should give me 100. And if x is giving me 100, if x is giving me 100, then 110 equals 100 plus y. So y should be 10. Y should be 10. So that is how you argue the question. So if that is okay, we can design the other one for the board. Still, we shall borrow up to, or we shall borrow some of these things. We shall borrow. So down there, utaandika formula ya mode. Mode equals to L plus D1 out of D1 plus D2 multiplied by W. That is the formula of the mode. And remember, D1 is F0 minus F1. F0 is the frequency that is the highest. And D2 is F0 minus F2. That's it. So F0 is the frequency, the highest frequency. We are not able to know what is the value of X and Y. So we cannot tell which is the highest. Given that mode is equal to 41.5, it means median mode of class. Mode of class is where that 41 is. Yep. Between 40 and 50. So we go back the same class. It's 40 to 50. And then L should be 40. F or D1. D1 will be the frequency of this class, which is 100. It's 100 minus F1, the frequency above, which is X. We do not know that. Then D2 will be 100 minus the one following, which is Y. Which is Y. Thus, we will come here and say 41.5, according to our formula here, should be L, which is 40, plus D1. D1 is, I should have said W is 10. So D1 is 100 minus X. Now this one is being divided by 100 minus X plus 100 minus Y. The D1 plus D2. This one, you multiply by 10. You multiply by 10. So if I multiply by 10, I will now proceed and say 41.5 minus 40. I'm putting items together. So this becomes 100 minus X. You divide by this plus this, that is 200 minus X minus Y. Now here you are multiplying by 10. So this one becomes 1.5 equals This one I can either open the brackets here, I multiply this and this by 10, or I can bring it here to divide so that I end with 0.15. So either can do. Let me multiply 10 times 100, that will give us 1,000 minus 10x. Now this is supposed to be divided by 200 minus x minus y. Haya. Sasa hii nitoe hapa ikuje 1.5 200 minus x minus y is equals to 1,000 minus 10x. So if you say 200 times 1.5, it is 300 minus 1.5x minus 1.5y is equals to 1,000 minus 10x. So this one becomes 10x minus 1.5x minus 1.5y is 1,000 minus 300. It's 1,000 minus 300. Sasa, this is left as the 8.5x minus 1.5y is 700. Is 700. If it is 700, nitakuja hapa niseme nini? Niseme recall. You need to remember what we had said, that x plus y was 110. Na mahali tulikuwa tumesolve in the other one. This one. 250 is equals to this. Was it 110? Because we were supposed to have said this, 145 plus x plus y should have given us 250. So x plus y is, umesema 110 ama ilikuwa what? 105, Yeah, that should be 105, not 110. Recall that. And thus, if I substitute, if I use the method of substitution, if I use the method of substitution, I'll say x is 105 minus y. X is 105 minus y. So sasa nikuja hapa niseme 8.5x. So this is 105 minus y minus 1.5y is equals to 700. I could either use elimination or substitution. Hapa nimetumia substitution. So this now becomes 8.5 times 105 is 892.5. 892.5 minus 8.5y minus 1.5y is 700. So this becomes 892.5 minus 700 is equals to 8.5y plus 1.5y. So if I less this, I get 192.5. 192.5 equals 10y. Therefore, 19.25 is y. So if 19.25 is y, I can approximate this and say 19 is equal to 1. Hence, x is equal to 105 minus 19. 105 minus 19 is 86. So those are the answers that we have, and therefore we call it a day. At that point, our time is already spent. Okay, so we call it a day at that point. Thank you.